What's up, everybody? Jeff Kassouf here with EqualizerSoccer.com. This is the weekly. We're back. It's been a while. Presented by North American Soccer Network. Obviously took a little bit of a break from the weekly during the Women's World Cup. We're doing the Women's World Cup daily each day. But we're back. WPS is back in action in full swing. And definitely an exciting time. A record-shattering week for attendance. We had the record breaker in Rochester on Wednesday, 15,404 for the Abbey game, as it's much been referenced. Magic Jack taking on Western New York. Western New York wins that one 3-1, which is for them the most important thing, or at least equally important to that attendance figure. And then we saw some great attendance as well across the league. Atlanta pulls in 93-45, and then 6,222 in Boston on Sunday. A little bit concerning that you're looking at just over 1,500 in New Jersey, during this time that there's supposed to be a Women's World Cup bump. Definitely a little concerning to see that. But, even Magic Jack on Wednesday expecting, according to the Equalizers, Jess Fainberg has already sold out their pretty modest housing of 1,500 people or so, and they're looking to add seating. So exciting times in that sense. A lot of parity going on in the league right now. We've got 2 teams tied for first, 3 teams tied with each other behind them in third place, and out of those 5, only 4 are getting in the playoffs, obviously. So pretty interesting times in WPS. So got a few great looking highlights, some great games that we had this weekend. Let's first check out that Wednesday match. The environment was incredible. I was there. Spectacular showing for WPS. The Flash win at 3-1 over Magic Jack, and a couple of pretty impressive goals. Really just an impressive performance from Christine Sinclair in particular, and even Ella Masser's goal, the 4th time in WPS's history that they make SportsCenter, and then the 5th time happened again with Alex Morgan's goal from Sunday. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's first check out that 3-1 result for Western New York on Wednesday.
So they did change some things up in the locker room, possibly by the lineup of the Western New York Flash. Who knows?
Edwards has it on. Sinclair with an opportunity here. Steps to the outside. All she has to do is finish, and it's in. Christine Sinclair. And in a flash, it's 1-0 Western New York.
She quieted me for a second, but what a brilliant run. She was anticipating that run the entire time. And you've got Becky Edwards, who has played in every single match this year, with a beautiful flick right here. She wins that head ball. Christine Sinclair anticipating it and just beats Lloyden 1v1, and a brilliant finish by Christine Sinclair.
Flash uses. Doesn't stop this, moving into the right side. The cross is high, hard, and over the bar. That wasn't a cross at all. Dalmy got real ambitious and almost naughty. Here's another opportunity sending in. Masser tries to run on. She's going to get there, poke it into the air, and that's a goal! The Masser of ceremonies here makes it 1-1, and now she'll wait for her mates in the corner, and we'll go with the traditional embrace and hug. All knotted up at 1. You saw some danger developing. It was played into a dangerous area. She pokes it out of the air, and it settles down in the back of the net. And we'll get another look at this. Good ball in, but watch as it lines up. You can sense that it's a little wrong-footed off the bounce, and that one touch. Again, you mentioned earlier, press didn't take the one touch. Gave Harris some time to take a look at this. Taken away by Marta, pokes it over the top to Sinclair, but Ellertson wise with positioning. Sinclair still fighting for it, comes away with the ball. Christine to the middle, she shoots, she scores! Christine Sinclair gets physical, and it's 2-1 Western New York.
Christine Sinclair does a great job reading which way Ellertson's gonna go. Ellertson did not deceive Sinclair. Sinclair's on her back. She didn't get too tight. She just waited for Ellertson to make that move, and then Sinclair stole the ball. And really, Lloyden wants that back. She definitely didn't think that Sinclair was gonna go near post. As a keeper, she could have cut that angle down a little bit more, but Sinclair just tucked it away right here. You can see right here, Lloyden's not covering that near post. She starts going backwards. She doesn't really cut the angle well enough. And and it goes right over. She almost had that, though.
That's 2 goals. They call it a brace. Continues to look. Gives it to Becky Edwards, the skipper. Goebel now to Marta. Leaving it for Bev Goebel, playing it for Sinclair. Running on. Here comes Christine Sinclair. On the left side of the box, cuts towards the middle. Here comes Christine, takes the shot, had it over Zerboni, and lets it go! Christine Sinclair with a beautiful cross, and McCall puts her head on the ball to make it 3-1 Western New York.
So who have we been talking about this half? It's Bev Goebel, who plays that beautiful ball to Christine Sinclair. And Sinclair does a great job to cut Marshall. And Marshall bit, she dove in there. She can't dive in. She's got to just focus on preventing that cross and not letting Sinclair get past her. Right here, Sinclair just bosses her, and Marshall gets beat. And McCall Zerboni with a great finish into the far corner.
And again, she could have maybe instinctually tried to turn that in, and that's where the keeper was going instead across the net. You're taught so much pace on this ball.
Right here, Marshall dives in, and she can't dive in. She's just got to contain Sinclair and keep her on the outside.
And the way Sinclair's played tonight, Lloyden has to respect that near post.
And obviously, Magic Jack turned it around pretty quickly, went down to Atlanta on Saturday. 9,345 for that game in Atlanta, standing room only. 0-0 draw, unfortunately, but very encouraging to see that figure. And for Atlanta and Magic Jack, they both pick up shutouts, which is something that's been pretty rare, at least recently, for Magic Jack, and certainly this entire season for Atlanta. So that's got to be encouraging for both of them. Sky Blue pulling off a pretty surprising upset here, 2-0 over Philadelphia on Saturday. 2 goals from Casey Nagura, and that's that's a big boost for Sky Blue. It's certainly a blow to Philadelphia, but skipping ahead to Sunday, Western New York not able to take advantage of that. A win for Western New York would have put them back in the first place alone. Didn't happen. A very exciting game at Harvard. 2-2 final, Boston Breakers and Western New York Flash. Let's check out the highlights here and pay particular attention to those last 2 goals. Kelly O'Hara's goal, incredibly worked team goal, and then Alex Morgan just continues, stock continues to rise for her as she comes up with this twirling outside of the foot, smacking off the bottom of the crossbar goal that certainly involved a little bit of luck, but you create your own luck, I guess, and it certainly paid off for her. So let's check out those highlights.
But now the eyes of the women's soccer world focusing in on the WPS. And the last month, 33 days from now, we will crown a 2011 WPS champion. Will it be one of these 2 teams? We shall see. The Breakers in pink, the Flash in all black. From Harvard Stadium, the 2 previous meetings belonging to the Flash. 3rd of 4 regular season contests between these 2. Alyssa Nair having a career year. Saw her number, 3 goals, 2 assists. Good numbers for a player in the supporting role with Sinclair, Marta, Alex Morgan leading the attack for Western New York, I should say. Sheffer. Oh, it's a good ball through. The shot, 1-0. Against the run of play, Boston, who have not beaten Western New York this year, take the lead.
Kelly O'Hara finding the back of the net. Nice ball from Sheffer, but what happens to Ashlyn Harris on this play? I think her feet just get a little tangled up. Right there, the missed clearance, and then she just gets caught, gets wrong-footed a little bit. You have to be on your toes and ready to go. I mean, it was a mistake by the back line. There's no doubt about that. But Harris needs to be able to recover and get to that ball. That one should not have trickled in.
3rd goal for Kelly O'Hara and gives Boston the lead.
Site, if you've not done so already. She had a great one where she interviewed Christine Sinclair about the mask that Sinclair had to wear after she broke her nose.
Here's a good ball looking for Marta. Has it on her left foot. Shot in! 1-0! You can't stop her. You only hope to contain her. Marta, in her first game against Boston this year, ties us at a goal apiece.
I think that Boston got lucky a couple of times being out of position defensively. This time, Alex Scott misses the initial ball right there. Marta keeps it, and then just a little too slow to close. You've got to step in on Marta. You give her that much space and her left foot, you're asking for trouble.
Excellent point. Scott gives her time and space. Marta says, that's all I need. And Jen's been harping on it. Marta needs to find her game for...
As we know they can be.
Well, we've talked about the physical toll these players would have. Good little 1-2. Scott, O'Hara calling for it again. Good ball in. Marshall. O'Hara. On the 1-2. Oh! 2-1. Kelly O'Hara with the brace. And the Breakers have the lead right here at home over Western New York.
That was clinical. What a sequence there between O'Hara and the second half substitution, Claire Zimick. Give Nikki Marshall a lot of credit, too. Getting this ball back in, and then just a little 1-2.
Oh.
Thank you very much. I'll pay that one off.
When you can play inside of a phone booth, you're a good player. This is as tight as it can get, and look at the finish.
Great finish, and what a heads-up play from Claire Zimick to know she had all those defenders around her. She knew she only had time.
And Candace Wilson will check in here for Moros. Wilson got injured before World Cup duty with Canada. Back now. Floated in, headed across, and cleared away. Goebel onside! Oh, Morgan! Are you kidding me? Alex Morgan with an outside or left foot flick to tie us at 2.
Highlight reels, here we come. Marta sends the ball in on the free kick. Sinclair keeps it alive. It doesn't get cleared out cleanly. Outside of the left foot and into the back of the net. A circus goal for Alex Morgan.
Had a 4-1-0 record when scoring first. Now it'll be 4-1-1 as they drop points. And it'll be the goal by Alex Morgan that West New York will carry back to the Rochester, Buffalo area. What a great finish to this match, Jen. But for Boston, they're going to rue the missed points.
So we're definitely seeing a Women's World Cup bump, at least momentarily here. We'll see if it continues for WPS. Obviously, about a month left until the final. And then obviously a very, very important offseason for the league. An important time for the U.S. Women's National Team as well. All these players to kind of boost up their own image and in turn do that for the Women's National Team and WPS. So we'll see how that goes. Good to be back in the swing of things on a weekly basis. I'm Jeff Kassouf, EqualizerSoccer.com. This has been the Weekly presented by North American Soccer Network. We'll see you next week.